Well, hello, and welcome to 60 and Sassy. We're Karen and Honey, two women in our 60s who are not done living, dreaming, or laughing. Each week, we dive into the beautiful mess of midlife and beyond with no rules, no filters, just real talk. Thanks for listening in. Enjoy.
Oh, well, another day, another call, Karen. So let's talk today about dreaming over 60 because, it's just an interesting season in life, let's face it. Many of our listeners are getting to the end of their career, most likely. And by now, let's face it, we don't take things for granted anymore. But we still have energy to have impactful lives. And let's remind ourselves that we're not behind, we're right on time. Because during this season of life, I think we often think it's now or never. And to a degree, that's true because we still have that energy to do things and to have dreams. So let's just explore this a little bit today.
I can remember having coffee with a friend when each of us became empty nesters. And we went out to lunch and we were talking and crying. And we decided basically that our lives had ended. I mean, quite honestly, like
Hmm.
what was important in our lives was over. And we joked that it was all downhill from there. You know, it would be prune juice and sensible shoes and early bird specials as far as the eye could see. But we both felt like I think the biggest contribution for us that we could offer society was raising great kids. And we felt like we had done that. So from there, we really felt like there was nothing in our future that could ever truly compare to that. So basically, we just looked at each other and said, "We're finished. There's nothing really more that can compare." So that thought of dreaming about anything else as important in our lives, it truly just felt impossible. And I don't know if any of you listeners have felt that same thing, but we certainly did that day and in that season. So how do we keep dreaming as we age?
Hmm. Yeah, that is such a good question. And, I sometimes rephrase it like this. If we could start fresh tomorrow, what would that look like for us?
Mm,
And I think a lot of people ask those questions. So let's break it down, Karen, into some categories to give this discussion some direction.
yes.
We have personal growth, relationships, health and well being, legacy, and joy that are all important topics during this season in life. But let's first kick off things with a little fun. Our favorite travel and adventure. Because adventure isn't just about where we go, it is how we grow as well.
Yes, so true. Yeah, I love this because I think adventure at our age can mean so many different things, and it can be the gamut. It can be, oh, I don't know, like zip lining in Costa Rica, but it
Hmm.
could also be getting in your car and exploring a new Trader Joe's parking lot without losing your sanity because they're always so small. I,
Wherever you go, we just said that last week.
I don't get it. Yeah, it's so crazy to me. They need to expand their parking lots. But anyway, that's a topic for another episode. But travel does not have to mean a passport stamp. I think sometimes we just think, "Oh, I can't travel because we think it's far away." But it can be something as simple as discovering a new farmer's market, maybe exploring a new state or national park,
Hmm.
possibly just wandering into a museum that you've been driving by year after year, and you drive by and you wonder what's inside. So maybe now's the time
Hmm.
to go see what's inside.
Exactly. Hey, fun. And maybe this is also a fun idea, listeners, to just jot down 3 places within a 50-mile radius that you've never visited before, just like Karen said. A quirky diner, an historic marker, or a park maybe that you've overlooked.
Yeah, it's such a great idea to be intentional about it. I think writing it
Hmm.
down really helps to be intentional. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I just want to throw in here maybe a little pro tip. Some of you have heard of this, but there's an app and a website that's called Road Trippers. And it's
Mhm.
really helpful when you're trying to plan some interesting stops along your way. Um, Plus, you might get bragging rights when you discover the world's largest ball of twine. Have you ever heard of that
Mm.
place?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
It's fun.
it's in a place called Cocker City, Kansas, which yeah, you don't want to miss it. You just don't want to miss it. It is life changing. Go see that twine.
That's where it happened for you.
That's right. That's right. So, whether it's a solo expedition, maybe a family heritage kind of a journey, or even a just a spontaneous road trip. I think that adventure it just keeps us curious and alive, and that's so important. I think
Oh,
in this season for us.
seriously, for sure. And I also like to add that some people live abroad and or downsize into a community that matches their dreams.
Hmm.
I watched this English show called Escape to the Country. You can stream it or find it on BritBox. I don't know if you guys have it. Oh, of course you have that.
Yes, we do.
Married to a Brit. Ding dong. Yeah, so it's you may have seen it, but it's about embracing country life for city dwellers. It's so fun because it shows so much of the surrounding areas. So I feel like, I'm constantly traveling to England for my couch. And they had this same series in Australia for a few years. And so we have traveled all over Australia, or at least so it feels like. And you can do so much like that, even if you don't have the money or the time to travel. It's so interesting.
Yeah, there is so much online, all these virtual things that you can go these places that even if you don't have a passport, maybe you
Hmm.
don't even own a passport, that's okay. There are places that you can go online. Yeah, that is really cool. And I know you've talked in the past, Tony, about wanting to settle somewhere out of the US again, right? I'm
Hmm.
just, I'm picturing you maybe in this little cottage, sipping your freshly brewed cup of coffee from your old coffee maker.
Yep,
Just sitting there waiting for me to arrive. Huh.
of
But
course.
but really, what would that look for you, do you think? What would that look like?
Ah, yeah. Oh, that's an interesting question because I mean, I've already lived in 7 different states in the US,
Wow.
and I do like to live in different places for a few years. And if I could, I would pull up my stakes and live for a year in different places. I think at this stage in life, that would be fun to do.
Hmm.
And I'm just thinking about places like New Zealand and Patagonia or even Cornwall, where you would come and raid my pantry.
Yes.
Or Basque Country. I find that very interesting because of the Camino.
Mm.
And those are my top picks. But you know what? I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just realized that it's actually all rainy spots. So I may have to reconsider that part. But yeah, I really like doing something like that, and I see
Yeah.
myself doing that in the future.
Yeah, I love that idea. And yeah, you probably have had plenty of rain in your life already. So you might want
Yeah,
to reconsider
exactly.
those spots. But you know that wherever you end up, Pony, I will come knocking at your door. That is for
Hmm.
sure. So pick a good place where I can
Yep.
come and visit you. So how about you, listeners? Have you ever thought about living abroad? It's actually kind of fun to think about. Or maybe you're thinking about the possibility of moving to another state to be closer to your grandkids, maybe. That seems to be a very common thing here because I think we live all over the place in America. So once grandkids come on the scene, it's important for us to all be together, I think, as families. So my hope is that our grandkids will be right here near us because I'm definitely too tired to ever move again.
Anyways, let's move on because dreaming is not just about travel. And there's so much more. Let's shift right now to personal growth. That's an interesting topic
Mhm.
as well. There is, it's where we have a chance to rediscover ourselves and our creativity, like writing, painting, photography, and then finally maybe enrolling in that one class that we have always postponed. Do you have
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think those kinds of things definitely have the potential to bring new energy for sure. Maybe it's starting a small passion project, maybe even a new business venture, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But I think pouring ourselves into an old or maybe a new hobby is always going to be deeply rewarding in one way or another. So maybe it's just something as simple as learning how to unmute yourself on a Zoom call, you know? I mean, there's stuff that
Been
we've got to
there.
learn. We've got to keep up on this technology. But, no matter how
Absolutely.
big or small, it all matters, I think, and it's all very rewarding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, exactly. And that is what I'm doing right now. Involved in a passion project of life story capturing
Mm,
that is turned into a business.
yeah.
And that is the main reason why I can't be gallivanting around the globe just yet, because there's too much exciting stuff in the here and now for me.
Yeah.
So, that is my focus right now. So, no travel, I just do it at night. Let's move on to relationships and community. Many people probably relate to this. It includes things like building strong friendships, or maybe you are looking for a new love in your life
Hmm.
because you're divorced and the kids moved away, or perhaps you're single and your career is coming to an end, and you're ready for new companionship. And community, it plays a huge role in people's lives, whether through volunteering, mentoring, joining clubs. I mean, connection keeps you open, and loneliness is real, people.
Mm.
And we are still young enough to take the opportunity to start fresh, whatever that looks like for you. So, having said that, what comes to mind when you think about your future regarding relationships and community, listeners?
Hmm. Yeah. Wow. That's a great question, honey.
Hmm.
I recently read this post online that actually made me so sad. And this is what it said. She said, I don't like this phase of life. My kids moved 2,000 miles away. My beloved dog just died. I don't like my job, but I can't retire yet. I've gained weight. My parents are declining. How do you find joy anymore?
Mm.
Yeah, and my heart just broke. I mean, but wow, I think so many of us, I'm sure, have felt that same kind of a thing, or at least some
Mm.
version of that along the way. I know I have, and I think you
Right.
have too, honey. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
and we hear you if you're feeling that way. I mean, that's part of this podcast is that we want to share those hard things too, and just remind
Hmm.
you that you aren't alone when it's hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's very sad when you hear those stories, and
Yeah.
they are real.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's,
for
yeah,
sure. But you know
it
what? The
exactly.
cool thing about that was then reading the comments. Some of the comments were amazing and so encouraging, and it was just a
Mm.
reminder we are not alone, listeners. We really aren't. I mean, people were saying things like get out there, volunteer, contribute, give back to your community. You
Yeah.
matter. It was really this cool, these people who don't even know each other, and just the support that we can have for one another online, I think is a really positive thing of social media for sure. um,
Serious.
yeah.
Yeah, no. And that's a blessing, especially for our age group, I think,
Yeah, yeah, for
because
sure.
it contributes to our health and well-being.
Hmm.
So let's move on to that,
Okay.
because prioritizing health is not just about restriction, but it's also about freedom. So let's see it like that,
Mm.
because there are just some things we shouldn't be doing. We have to look into to drop and jettison. And it's just, we all have our little quirks that we hang on to. So let's just use our wall Pilates and our hiking, or even a daily walk, as Karen does, to anchor us.
Yeah,
And let's not longer do the things that don't serve us anymore, because our health and our well-being is precious the older we get. So let's think about things like retreats and wellness adventures.
mm.
I mean, sometimes a spa trip or a spiritual journey is exactly what restores us.
Yeah.
Yeah, some friends of mine just walked a Camino in Spain last week. So it was just so fun to hear that, because it's a great thing to do for people, in their case, in their mid 60s. And that type of adventure is my personal favorite. Well, I mean, not the walking part, but the spiritual aspect, I would say.
Yes, actually, my
Definitely.
friend just did that too. In fact, I think
Oh.
she's still there, and I've been seeing pictures that she's posting along the way. It looks amazing.
Hmm.
Um, but maybe you're not a Camino kind of person. Maybe you're a gym kind of person. So yeah, so wherever you are in the way that you want to contribute, health and well-being wise, something that along those lines, actually, before I forget, because I will forget if I don't say it right now, is this website called Silver Sneakers. It's an app as well, and it
Hmm.
lists free fitness programs for people who are over 65 years old. So that is a really cool resource for you.
Hmm.
And didn't you walk part of the Camino years ago?
Yeah,
I have a faint memory
yeah,
of that.
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I walked it in 2018. And since walking is not my gig, it was extremely exhausting, to be
Mm,
honest. But overall, of course, an exhilarating experience. And I would recommend it to anyone because at this stage, if you are healthy, you still can do it. Maybe in our 70s, you have to be really in good shape.
yeah.
So I recommend it for anyone. It's truly a character builder.
Yeah, I have never done that, but you
Right.
survived it, so
Yeah.
kudos to you. I
Yeah.
just think that's so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what else can we aspire to in our health and well-being? Um,
Mm.
Listeners, what are some of your ideas? Let's share some of those with each other so that we can kind of inspire one another.
Hmm.
I think you did mention that I like walking. I think that's been one very intentional thing for me to do after I had so many surgeries and I was questioning my well being was definitely not great at the time. And
Hmm.
so I made it a priority just to try to take a walk every day. And initially, my goal was 4 to 5 miles. And I have kind of tried to stick with that. And that might seem like a lot, but it actually isn't. It's like 10,000 steps a day. So it's not that unattainable. Um,
Hmm.
but for me, I've found it's just good for me to get outside and to move my
Okay.
body every day, to have that quiet, peaceful time to think. Especially this time of year. I don't know what it's like where you are, Honey, but oh, it's so beautiful here right now. And
Oh,
yeah, and vitamin D, extra bonus
oh
for
yeah.
being outside for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have to take vitamin D from a bottle. But September, October is usually hurricane season, obviously in Florida. And it turns out that in this type of climate that we're in right now, between Nina and Nino, um, all the hurricanes are turning sideways and they go to Europe.
Oh,
So now Holland is getting like the tail end of a hurricane. I can't remember the name, Umberto, I think it was, that just went up instead of coming to us. It goes. So
yeah, I have
anyway,
heard that it's going away from the US. Yeah.
yeah, isn't that interesting this year? So no, yeah, we just keep our fingers crossed throughout the month. And anyway, but that was a quick Florida update. So let's quickly mention one more, legacy and meaning. I mean, we addressed that already in an earlier podcast, but I just wanted to mention it here as well because it's such an important topic during this season of life. And from curating family archives to writing your own life story, I mean, it's where we reflect and create something that is lasting for our families.
Yeah. Yeah, so be sure to go back and listen to that earlier episode if you haven't yet about living and leaving a legacy.
Hmm.
It's basically just about our love letter to the next generation, which really, in my mind, kind of flows into today's episode as well. I think that totally counts toward dreaming.
Right. Yeah. No, seriously. So, moving from legacy, we want to leave you listeners with a last tip for the beautiful season that we find ourselves in, and that is everyday joy.
Mm,
Of course, joy is found in big things, like finally finishing that memoir you've been working on, but it's also in the little things, let's face it. It's gardening, it's cooking with the grandkids, even redesigning a cozy space at home, maybe, or
mm.
just watching Escape to the Country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Serious.
Yep, simple pleasures like sitting by our outdoor fire pit in the morning with my coffee. I love doing that, especially this time of year.
Hmm.
Watching a sunset from start to finish, not just when it goes
Yep.
down below the horizon, but what happens after that and before that. Yeah, so kind of taking in the whole thing. Those things really remind me that joy hides in the everyday for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there's this book by Ross Gay. It's called The Book of Delights, and I think it's a New York bestseller. But anyway,
Great.
it is a great selection for learning to notice joy. If you need a new read, there you go. But the ordinary does become extraordinary, I think, if we just choose to pursue it. But we do have to be intentional about it. Um, yeah, there's a lot of beauty to be found in each day if we just take time to notice it.
Amen to that. Yeah. No, and we both are able to intentionally appreciate those little things.
Hmm.
I just love that because we need to keep reminding ourselves of that. So, okay, to wrap this up, these are just a few of the themes that guide us as we think through the dreams after 60. And each one is an invitation to keep growing, loving, and creating.
Hmm.
That's how we see it. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, our final question for you today is this: what is one small step you'll take this week toward keeping your dreams alive?
Mm.
Yeah. So, give us some thought, send us a message, or leave us a comment. Again, as we like to mention, our email is lifemoments@mail.com. We absolutely love hearing from you all. So keep those comments coming.
Yes. And we'll leave you this gem of a quote by the Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing.
Oh, that's so
Uh-huh.
good. I
Yep.
100% agree, George. Go, George.
Exactly.
And really, like when I think about it for me personally anyway, now is the time that my dreams finally have time to breathe almost.
Hmm.
There's no more science projects to do with the kids. There's no more boss emails coming in the middle of the night. It's just us and a blank page. That's pretty cool.
Uh, no, I couldn't agree more, but now you just reminded me of those emails. Oh, seriously. Especially on holidays.
Oh, that's
It's
true.
like, I get stressed when I remember those days. So instead, listeners, we suggest you go and grab your passport if you have one, or your library card, or your hiking boots, or whatever floats your boat. But the point, to point, the, okay, the point is to stay curious and keep moving towards what excites you. Because the beauty is, we don't have to have it all figured out. Travel, personal growth, health, community, legacy, joy. It's all possible ways of keeping us dreaming after 60. Just pick yours.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how you say "the point." I love that.
Are you
Yes.
making fun of my accent,
Yes, just a
listeners?
little. So listeners, just make
Oh,
sure that you're getting "the point." Absolutely. We are we are allowed. We're allowed to try, we're allowed to pivot, and we're definitely allowed to laugh at ourselves. And I think it's okay to laugh at each other too. I mean, I love laughing at you, Honey. It makes me so happy. And it's actually definitely one of my favorite hobbies, and maybe even a free abs workout for me. Yeah. No, you're very easy to laugh at.
the point is, hey, you know what the point is too? That we have been a bit serious. I feel like we're almost under the weather.
Yeah, yeah, that
We've
happens.
been,
I think it
okay.
it happens. So I think our listeners understand some weeks are a little bit different than others. So you are right.
Yeah.
But have no fear, listeners. We will be back next week with more stories and laughter. So keep in mind, dreams don't expire. They just wait for us to notice them again. Go make your dreams a reality, folks. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We love that we can share this life with you all. Until next time. Well, thanks for spending time with us here on 60 and Sassy. If you laughed, nodded along, or maybe just felt a little less alone, that's the magic that we're here for. Please make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. If you're loving what you hear, we'd be so grateful if you'd leave a quick review or share the podcast with a friend or a family member. Do you have any thoughts, feedback, or topic you'd love us to dive into? Please drop us a line at lifemoments@mail.com. We'd truly love to hear from you. We'll be back soon with more laughs and real talk. Until then, stay true and authentic, be kind, and never lose your sass.